This started out as a shape language, body type, skin shade, and art style exercise, which kind of spiraled out of control. What once only took me 3 hours to complete is now taking over 12, so I think this experiment was a slight fail in that sense. It was kind of supposed to help me make art faster. However, the results are really pretty and I'm proud of each one. Because of the sheer length of time each drawing took, I'm dividing up each drawing into a series of videos, so this will be part 1, because I can't just force in 50 hours worth of art into one video and then I have to start on another one the next, so I'm drawing this out as long as I can, okay? And I hope you enjoy this Magical Girl Nymph creation series. I swear I'll finish the unicorn series, I swear. Flora is the nymph or goddess of, well, Flora. She's the gal in charge of plants, their growth and seasonal change, their life and death, kind of like Persephone and the Roman goddess Flora, goddess of flowering plants, I believe. She started out as an example drawing on a whiteboard for my students, but I returned to her to see if I could improve her design and really practice shape language. Here, she is very broccoli, as I wanted her to have a large afro of leaves and a pear-shaped body. I'm taking inspiration from dryads, Greek mythical forest spirits, who looked like young women and were often only associated with oak trees. According to the Narnia series, however, oftentimes a dryad would look different depending on the type of tree they came from. If their tree was cut down, they would die because they lived as long as their tree did. I'm not sure what kind of tree she looks like, as I was simply focusing on making her a nature plant goddess person. I also really wanted to take a different direction than a traditional Greek depiction of a dryad or the usual fantasy depiction of a tree spirit. Wow, that line really screwed me up. I'm sort of mixing the two. She has skin like a human, but her clothes, hair, and eyes reflect her element per se, which will be a pattern for this entire series. Also, this is my obligatory begging to like this video. It really helps other people see my stuff. Some of these drawings took over 12 hours, like I mentioned, so thank you if you deem it worthy of a like, and subscribe if you'd like to see the rest of this fun set, or even similar content to this. Concerning her abilities, temperament, and job as a goddess, I'm thinking she has complete control of the population and growth of plants, kind of like the queen from Epic. Oh my gosh, I love her. She's amazing. Tara, gosh, what an icon. And she is in charge of instructing them when to bloom or pass. She guides the trees as they change colors in the fall and hibernate through winters. I feel like she changes colors along with them, and now I really want to see her with fall colors. She likely has a calm temperament, but gets super hyped when there is direct sunlight. She's strong, almost impossibly so, like the roots of trees that can break through stone and concrete. She dislikes harmful pests, but understands their roles in the life and death cycle. She also works closely with the goddess of animals and the goddess of fungi, as the three rely upon each other for their subjects to thrive. It's a delicate balance of three. I'll be doing the goddess of fungi next, actually. I'm quite proud of Flora's bark dress, her eyes, the little shrooms that I totally covered up here. They kind of represent her and Funga's close connection and dependence, and her overall expression. She's adorable, very, very friend-shaped, and she turned out, I think, the best out of all of them for the shortest amount of time I spent. I was literally in the middle of writing this script and researching for it when I realized I was missing funga. I thought Flora covered all plants, but fungi are kind of in a special section category of their very own. So I whipped up something as fast as I could, and in the process of my as fast as I could, I did not turn on the speedpaint function on Procreate. I lost 4 hours of work because I forgot to flip a switch. I am rather upset. I'm going to try and make this section still amusing and informative somehow. I was really looking forward to showing off each step as she developed, but the show must go on. I might draw a couple of like little cartoony figures of her, something like that, anything. I didn't even have a vision for Funga. I just knew I wouldn't be able to resist giving her the classic mushroom cap hat. I really wanted a color palette that none of my other drawings had, something ethereal and vibrant. There are so many different kinds of fungi, and I couldn't possibly include all of them in her design without making some sort of eldritch horror, so I picked one type of mushroom to represent all of her class. And for that mushroom, I looked up prettiest mushroom and went with it. The wrinkled peach shroom really fit what I envisioned. Lacy white crisscross and glittering pink liquid on the stalks. It's just perfect. I wanted something less human about her expression, so I kept it very neutral and worked with a limited palette. I also wanted to give her alopecia, though it's not super apparent here. Mushrooms don't usually grow hair, I think. Some have fuzz. Maybe some do, but this girl is bald. I also wanted to practice an apple-type body shape, but I'm not sure if I succeeded. It's a bit hard to see with the dress. I included the beautiful patterns of the wrinkled peach as lace on her dress and hat, and I drew droplets of liquid along the stems as jewels draping over her body and from the rim of her cap. Which isn't accurate, and it kind of makes her look like a jellyfish, but it's cute. Since I have no footage and cannot yap on about what I did to produce her final look, here she is. Many of you might have already seen it in my community posts. Actually, I'm not posting her in my community post, I am going to zoom up on my favorite details because I can. As a final note about her character, I think she works closely with death, as most fungi are saprotrophs and absorb nutrients from dead organisms. The goddess of animal life, Fauna. Fauna means animal life, and it's derived from the Latin term for animals. I think there was a Greek or Roman fauna goddess as well, sister to a faunus god, I'm not sure. My immediate thought for a goddess of animals was someone dressed in furs with a large staff, but I feel like a goddess wouldn't clothe herself in the skins of her subjects. Maybe? I kinda wish I'd included a staff too, but My next thought, a faun or a satyr. I looked up differences between fauns and satyrs. The two are very similar. Satyrs, according to good old Google, are of Greek origin, while fauns are Roman. Satyrs are depicted as sly, more boisterous, and have an insatiable love for women, and they had the lower halves of donkeys, I believe. Fauns, on the other hand, were considered foolish, more cheerful and relaxed, kind of like hobbits in Lord of the Rings. Their lower bodies were like that of goats. Due to these differences and my original vision of a calm, happy, quiet goddess, I went with a faun's depiction rather than a satyr. Now please note, she does not look like a traditional faun. I melded her goat side and human side a lot more. She kind of just looks like a little anther goat now, but she's adorable. I envisioned her as very, very slender, almost breakable, like a deer. She's delicate, very non-threatening, yet she oversees and is therefore protected by every single species. She is anything but vulnerable, and yet she is often quite naive in an innocent sort of way. I also gave her a long tail, like the fauns in the Narnian books. In The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Mr. Tumnus is described as having a long tail he carries in his arms when the ground is snowy. I don't like that they made it all short in the movies, but it still works. I struggled a lot with her colors because I wanted to integrate nature and green in her design. However, I soon decided that gentle browns and accents of gold fit best, representing the pelts and colors of many forest creatures, and it's less usage of a color that more belongs to the goddess of plants, although both have a close relationship. I paired her with a little fox, as per the request of a very insistent someone. You know who you are. And they fit really well together, so I'm glad I did that. Thank you for being very insistent. Fauna is the overseer of animals, the caretaker of orphaned pups, kits, or calves, and the instructor of migration patterns, coat changes, everything. She will help teach young otters to swim, a pup wolf to hunt, instruct fledgling chicks on the intricacies of flight, and show young fawns how to hide as their mothers forage. She loves each species dearly and understands why some must hunt, why others cannot. As of right now, I think she only rules over land animals, leaving the life of grown birds and sea creatures to the nymphs of water and air. Each ruling nymph and goddess seamlessly shares their burdens of life, passing off subjects under each other's care as needed, all to keep up with the delicate balance of the earth they inhabit and the place they were gifted with. Well, that was a lot of talking. I hope you like how Fauna turned out. I struggled a lot with her hair and tail, and curly locks are no joke, and I hope to get better at drawing different hair textures as I continue on in this art journey. Thank you everyone who stopped to watch the creation of my first set of magical girl nymphs and goddesses. Stay tuned for more. I'm drawing all the elements, I just need to put together a script and a video. Thanks to all who left a like or even subscribed. I really appreciate you. Hope you enjoy what I have coming out next. Comment below what your favorite of this bunch was, and if you have any ideas for names or nicknames, let me know.